It's episode 1310, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and we have a great show coming up for you today. Joining us later is Elevation Rhythm. They have a new project out we're excited to talk about. In Relevant Buzz, we talk about some interesting quotes. Sylvester Stallone called out you lukewarm Christians. So we're going to listen to Rocky here coming up. We have some dating studies, some interesting Gen Z dating patterns going on, and there's a new Netflix season of quarterbacks, and Baker Mayfield is on it, and we have some interesting clips of him talking about his faith journey.
All right.
From party guy to Jesus guy. We have your feedback at the end. We have slices, but joining me from Loverland, Virginia is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, artist, producer, mogul, and podcast guest, auteur, Derek Miner.
What up, though?
He's been on every podcast. My feed is nothing but Derek on other people's podcasts this last 2 weeks. Anyway, and
This
just
is a
down the street
lie.
there, our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, so
Get you a dramatic friend. Everybody, get you a dramatic friend that's like, you do one thing and then they just blow that one thing up.
That's
into
your
like
identity.
a bunch of different stuff. Just
my Instagram algorithm is tuned to all things Derek Miner. So if you show up anywhere on the internet, I will see it. I don't know why.
That's kinda
I didn't ask
scary.
it to.
Do you have Google alerts set up?
No. I
What?
can't avoid him. I know everything he's doing professionally because it shows up in my feed. So there you go. I'm a
Hey,
supporter. I do hit like on all of them. But anyway.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I do not want to get into another 22-minute discussion like last week about epic versus indie art and the evolution of art and things like that. But I do want a brief follow-up and check in with Emily because last night she saw the Odyssey. Emily, what are your thoughts? Did you like it?
I did not like it. I loved it. It was so good. It was everything I wanted it to be.
I told y'all.
So,
So
epic.
I ain't
so
seen
epic.
it yet, but I already know.
So it's 3 hours and
It's 3 hours. It does not feel like 3 hours. Like there was no
Okay,
point
so
where I
it's
was
not
like
like
oh my
Avatar
gosh.
where there's an hour that they could have taken out and it would have been fine.
How much
It's,
swimming we talking?
There's some swimming.
There's boats. I know there's a lot of boats because
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah. So
No, I mean it just, like the way this won't give it away, but because this is like such a Nolan thing, but
there's
the
no
way that-
spoilers, Emily. People have read the book.
I know it's been out for like 3,000 years, but the way that Nolan tells the story is obviously not going to be chronological because he hates to do things. I feel like chronologically, like, he always messes with time in movies, which I really love. And so like the way that the story unfolds, you don't feel like it's 3 hours because it doesn't drag because it's constantly like going, and so it's really
Christopher
cool.
Nolan gonna definitely have you in the past, present, and the future all at one time.
Yeah.
So I read that Icarus writes notes to himself on his arm a lot. Is that true?
So yes, but that's a different movie. That has nothing to do with the Odyssey.
Okay, got it. Just checking.
Yeah.
He jumps around in time and he writes notes to himself. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting because so I saw it with a friend who she went in very blind. Like she had no idea anything about the Iliad, the Odyssey.
Hold on. She came in blind to the Odyssey.
Yeah. She texted me and said, "Should I go in blind
So
or
she's
should I?"
illiterate. So she's illiterate, is what you're saying.
Well,
she
I
didn't
was
go to
like-
high school.
Like
is
how
what you're
blind? How blind are
Well,
we
she
talking?
asked me. She was like, "Should I like do some research?" Mind you, this is like 3 hours before the movie. And I said, "Oh, girl, I'll find some articles to send you." And so I found like an article that was like what to know before, going into the. And in the car ride on the way there, I was like, "So did you read the article?" She goes, "Well, I skimmed it." So she really went in blind.
I ain't gonna lie though, y'all. I'm sorry. And maybe it's just public school, and maybe I didn't pay attention. But only thing I know about the Odyssey is Medusa.
So that's also.
But you
not
also
the
know like the
Odyssey.
Trojan
the
horse
sirens
for.
and the
So
Trojan
yeah, that's what I'm
horse
saying.
and- yeah.
Then I don't
So-
know anything about the
so
Odyssey. I'm
yeah,
gonna keep it. I'm
Medusa's
keep it
not
all
in the
way
Odyssey.
real.
But you knew, but did she know it was like an epic, sort of
She
mythology?
knew it was like Greek mythology stuff. Although then on the way home, she was like, "So were these real people?" And I was like, "That's such
Oh,
an
yeah,
interesting
nah,
question."
we gotta
You need to hang out with smarter people, Emily. This is rough.
No, she's
Show me
she,
your friends. I'll show you your future. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
true.
You're gonna
She
be
has
It's
dumb.
other
true.
intelligences.
It's a true story that happened 200 years ago.
This is about the start of America. That's what
she did say she had seen the movie.
America
She said she'd seen the movie Troy like 15 years ago, and I was like, okay, that's something. Like, because that's kind of the Iliad, or that is the Iliad. So you got that going. But she was like, I don't really remember much from it. So it was very interesting talking with her afterwards because
Troy is in the Iliad?
Troy is the Iliad. So the Iliad is the story of the War of Troy, which is Agamemnon going to Troy to get his bride back after his bride has been taken to the city.
What is the Medusa? What is that in?
So Medusa is a Greek mythological monster. She has snakes for hair.
No, I'm saying, what show was she in though? Like what movie?
Just in like Greek mythological lore. Like they're like
there is a movie where the dude Medusa tries to look at
Percy Jackson.
No, that's not Percy Jackson. It's an old movie.
She is a Percy Jackson.
National Treasure. That's what you're thinking of. National Treasure.
Bro, no. Hold on. What? It's a 90s movie. What old movie had Medusa in it? I remember this.
Are you thinking of The Little Mermaid?
Oh, Clash of the Titans. Yeah.
You're thinking of Underworld 2,
fantasy epic.
Revenge of the Lycans.
Well, Perseus, played by Harry Hamlin, must navigate Medusa's lair. Oh, that's Perseus.
Well, that's like the lineage.
Percy Jackson
leads to Percy Jackson. Yeah.
Okay, Emily.
Okay.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
I need to meet your friend so we can compare notes.
Yeah, for real. Sounds like it.
But look, I think Derek, it sounds like you got a general enough an idea to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Like you don't think you're going into like a Western or something.
No, that's the thing. She knew it was Greek myth. She just doesn't really know anything about Greek mythology.
Got it.
So,
okay, scale of 1 to 10. The Emily rating is what?
10.
Oh.
Like generally,
I didn't expect that.
No, like no notes. I thought everyone. It's like some of the best acting that they've ever done. Like the story was great. It was emotional. Like the I will say some of those violence or the like war scenes were intense. But it was just epic.
Wow.
I loved it.
There you
I'm
go.
Excited.
No notes, she said, everybody. All right.
I mean, I'm not going to give Christopher Nolan notes.
True. All right, let's move the show along. Stay tuned after this quick break. It's Relevant Buzz.
Relevant Buzz.
Okay, it's time for Relevant Buzz. Tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily, other than Medusa.
Who I cannot stress enough is not in the Odyssey.
I don't even want to see it now because I thought Medusa was going to be.
He was thinking of the Little Mermaid. He was thinking
there's
of
a Cyclops.
the mean lady.
All right, I can rock with a Cyclops.
And there's some sirens. There's
the sirens is why I thought it got an R, but I think it's just the violence. I don't.
It is 100% the violence.
Yeah.
That is why it is a little intense. Anyways, enough about the Odyssey. I want to talk about Sylvester Stallone.
On the other end of the spectrum.
I actually can't think of a more opposite end. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
Maybe Ernest from the Ernest movies. That might be a little further opposite, but not much. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Ernest Scared Stupid is a classic, by the way. Ernest Scared Stupid is a classic, by the way. I just need to reiterate.
Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Goes to Jail. They're all classics.
But which one is he given the electric chair? And
Ernest Goes to Jail.
There's a couple.
Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Scared
scenes.
Stupid is like there's two of the greatest film pieces ever made.
I mean, literally a pizza on VHS, like Blockbuster night, and your friends staying over.
When the troll kisses him, and there's like the snot is like a cheese pool or whatever. It's like that is peak cinema. Like
that's in the Odyssey, actually. Also,
in 60 seconds, we've gone from the Odyssey to Ernest Goes to Jail.
I think people forget how dark those films
were. Dark.
Like literally,
really dark.
There was an execution scene. The end of Ernest Goes to Camp culminates with a land developer pointing a rifle directly in Ernest's face and pulling the trigger. It only jams because Ernest has called upon a Native American spirit to prevent him from being executed in front of the campers. That's literally the final scene in Ernest Goes to Camp. I know because I watched that movie probably 200 times as a child.
And an adult. All right, Emily. Sylvester Stallone, who did not star in any of the Ernest movies, said.
No, but he did star obviously in Rocky. And this week the first trailer for the new film I Play Rocky dropped, which is like the biopic of Stallone creating the film.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
like the Dylan movie of the young Dylan. So it's like actors
Yeah.
playing the people in the 1970s of the young Stallone.
Mhm.
So it's not Stallone in it. It's just his story.
No,
Yeah.
no. The kid playing, I mean, I'm curious about your take, Jesse. I thought the kid that played Stallone, his voice was pretty good.
I thought it was incredible. And if you were to, because, okay, so here's the setup for the movie. It is a guy playing Stallone who is playing Rocky, right?
Yes.
So it's very meta. And
It's
you
like
don't think it's
Inception.
going to work. Like if, and I, yeah, exactly.
This is Stallone's
I felt like it was
Inception.
being-
Stallone
Yeah.
was dreaming about
Yeah.
Rocky, and an actor played him in the dream.
yeah, it's very confusing. Medusa's in it.
And Stallone writes
Um,
this entire script on his arm throughout the movie. It's so strange.
Yeah, he's tattoos it
Yeah.
all over himself. No, but when you hear the premise, you're like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is a movie about, you know, it's basically the Rocky story, which is an underdog from Philadelphia, but about telling the Rocky story, right? It's like, how is this going to work? I'm not gonna lie, I watched the trailer, I got chills. I watched it twice in a row.
It's good.
It is. I think I got more pumped up watching the trailer. Guys, when we were in Montana watching those action movies from the 80s and 90s, you know that feeling you get about once a movie where you know this is bad, but you can't explain the pure exhilaration. Yeah, you can't explain the pure exhilaration that you feel at some point, even though you know it's bad. I watched the I Play Rocky trailer. There's no way the movie is going to be as good as the trailer is, but I watched the trailer twice and I'm like, dude, I could run through a wall right now. It is so good.
Derek, what's a movie like that for you? Derek, tell me
Yeah.
a movie like that for you that like you just
I'm
like this
I'm
gets you
looking
there.
at the trailer right now. It's low key, like in the background. Like
You got to hear the
okay,
music
okay.
though. The music's
Okay,
key.
okay. So what you
It's-
said? What's a movie like? What that's just
that gets you like amped up, like you'll run through a wall watching this scene in a movie. Like, what's that movie for you? Is it like Gladiator, or Braveheart? Like we're gonna go storm the, whatever. Like,
yeah. No, give me a second. I gotta think about it.
While you think about that, Jesse, I got to say I'm shocked by your take because you are famously kind of a hater of the current era of biopics that we're in. So the fact that we're doing a biopic
This-
about a movie, this meta thing,
the
I'm shocked
making
you're
of a
into it.
movie. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it came across my feed. I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And I started watching it. And when the Rocky training music started playing, I was like, dude, this, I cannot believe how into this I am. And I'm telling you, if you haven't
I'm
seen the
gonna watch
trailer,
it.
can we?
Oh, you.
Yeah,
yeah.
it is really
Screen
really
share
good.
part of it. Go
I'm
ahead,
not-
do it.
Now, mind you, this is made for children. Okay, you'll notice he's point blank here, and there are campers looking as they attempt to execute Ernest on screen. This is point blank. Okay, this movie is meant for children. He's a wealthy landowner. Now, again, this is a children's movie, mind you. He's about to shoot the hero point blank with a gun.
And Ernest is unbothered.
Yeah.
Well, he called upon a Native American spirit. Okay, let me find the Rocky one. I'm sorry.
That was like Paul Rudd on Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Anytime he wants to bring a clip in, it's always that one from that weird 80s movie.
I'm only
Which
going to
I've
bring
seen now. I
clips
watched
from
that
Ernest
movie
movies.
because of those clips.
All right, can we give this a minute here? I may
Yeah,
fast forward
fast
to
forward
when
to
the music really
the
kicks in.
epic part.
Okay, but I'll
Name.
I'm Mike.
just give it a
Acting's
sec,
what I live
guys.
and
Let it
breathe
build.
for. And I gotta have
He
faith
really
in
sounds
myself.
like him too.
What's wrong with his voice?
You need to show everyone who you are.
I like this girl, Sylvester.
Sylvester?
That's right, his real name.
It's got a nice ring to it. Sylvester Stallone. It's like Peter Parker.
Uh-oh, here we go,
Are you
guys.
delusional? You don't got the looks to be a movie star.
Just I'll
Not
fast
to
forward, but
mention,
just give it a
you
sec.
talk like
It's
you got
cooking.
rocks in your mouth.
Yeah, I know I don't look like Einstein, but I got a brain. The only way for me to get to
I got
show
a
people is
brain.
I have to write a script for myself.
Yeah, so do that.
Here we go.
Write a script. And give yourself the best part.
Okay, it builds.
One day behind schedule.
The meat's frozen solid.
They're gonna kick you to the curb,
You broke your hand.
and they can replace you with a real actor.
I don't even know what I'm doing is any good.
Just do the best acting of your life and everything will be fine.
All right, I'm in.
Here we go.
It's like Chariots of Fire.
I'm in.
Dude, it looks so good.
Yeah.
I'm in.
This movie is about having a belief in yourself.
His voice is so
About going
good
the
too. It's
distance.
so funny.
I beg to differ on the voice.
If I'm not willing to live up to what I wrote, then what's the point? So do you believe in me? Or not?
I'm gonna keep it real.
I thought you...
Here's the deal.
Let's hear it, Derek.
Stallone is
Let's
so
hear it.
much of a cartoon character in real life that doing a biopic of him is just gonna make the guy fall short. Like, cause he's just Stallone is the most serious person there is. Like, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like doing a biopic on Donald Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like he's so unserious. Like, I don't like the voice thing, but I do like the trailer. Like, I this is the thing that I like. I love the fact that Stallone, in essence, and I'm just gonna say this, Stallone's a black guy. Like, it's like he no one believed in him. Like, he had to get it out the mud. He had to go figure it out. And then he makes the script, but he don't just be like, nah, I would just make this script. He like, no, I'm gonna give myself the best role. Like, and then it works. Like, that is you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most black thing you can do.
My whole point, like, is like, I get Stallone has become a caricature of himself, but Rocky was nominated for an Academy Award, right? Like, when it came out, it's actually a good movie, and he wrote it and he willed it. He willed himself into being a movie star, and it totally worked. Yeah, and like, part of it is what I think this trailer captures is, like, Derek, to your point, like, you know, he's a character. Sure, you know he's a goofball, but when he's on screen, you can't help but cheer. It's like, dude, Sylvester Stallone. This is like, what am I watching here? But the trailer actually looks like a really, like, I'm going to see it. Cameron, what are your thoughts? Just seeing that,
I just really identified with it when he said, like,
if
if I can't live up to what I wrote, then what's the point? I say that after every column I write. If I can't live up to what I wrote, you know, it's just, I feel simpatico with it. No, it looks good. It looks good.
Real talk. What did you guys see?
But it's like,
we fired this up in Montana.
On the cruise, I just saw the SNL one of, like, the last hour before the launch of SNL, you know, and it's just like it's a moment of, like, 70s stories being told right now with the Dylan story and the SNL story. And
if I watch it, it'll be at Refuge with y'all.
There you go. Wait, seriously, you're gonna wait?
I'm not gonna pay my own money to go watch this movie.
Emily, one more clip just for context. One more clip just
She's
for context.
never gonna get to buzz.
Now, mind you, Ernest is being convicted of a crime he did not commit. This is a children's movie, and they put him to death in the film, violently in an electric chair. Okay, this was a kids movie. Okay,
the 90s.
We are
was
watching
different.
an electric.
The
chair.
90s
He's been electrocuted for a minute.
We had here in Orlando, we had a certain sense of pride about all the Ernest movies because almost all of them were shot in Orlando, in and around Orlando. So
but
when I watched
from,
those
like,
movies,
San
very
Diego?
dark. I don't know. But
I
when
think
we
he's from,
watched
like,
those
San
movies,
Diego.
we literally would see that's my shopping center. That's my whatever. So it's like, we always loved the Ernest movies around here.
Did it occur to you how dark they
No.
were? Or is it just seeing these clips, you're like, oh,
It did not occur to me how dark they were. I just recognized that hot dog stand on the corner of Colonial and Bumby. You know what I mean? Like, in the background. You know what I mean? Like, so no, you have opened my eyes to the true depth of Ernest, and I appreciate that about you.
Now that we've gotten to the bottom of the Ernest movies, let's get back to the buzz item that I brought up 15 minutes ago.
Medusa. Where's she at?
Ursula.
Big hole.
She's going to take your voice if you want to love the sailor guy. She's Medusa. Wait, that's Ursula.
We got it. And what's the next item?
The whole reason I brought this up is because I did not know anything about the origin. Like, I didn't realize it was such an underdog story to get this underdog story being made. So as I was doing research about why is this even worthy of a movie, I came across an interview where Stallone talked about how it was actually his faith and God that led him to creating Rocky. He, like, kind of connects his faith journey with Rocky's journey to becoming a fighter and all this stuff, which was interesting. But I really want to get to a later part of the interview where he talks about his faith now, like currently, and how it's grown so much being a part of a church community. And he ends up kind of calling out non-church going Christians. And that was the whole point of me bringing this up, because I want to read this quote from Sylvester from this interview. I'm not going to do the voice though, so maybe we can edit that
I'm good.
later. But
no, without the voice, it doesn't matter.
I'll superimpose it with AI.
Thank you.
I don't even know, like, how do you make your voice
AI
sound like you have rocks in it? No, well, okay.
Well, he was born with like a birth defect.
See?
Oh, I feel bad.
Emily is always
Please
talking
edit
about
that out.
his lip.
She's
that's
like, why is
why
that dude's head so weird? And it's like, he has a goiter.
Yeah,
What
that
are
was
you
one
doing?
time.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Sylvester Stallone quote. Here, listen up, everyone. He said, everyone in the church is on the same page in the sense of spirit and unity and oneness, and you don't get that alone. A lot of people say, oh, I can do it on my own. I have a one-on-one relationship with God. Well, it's not quite the same. Some people maybe try to justify their laziness. You take out what you put in, and the more I go to church and the more I turn myself over to the process of believing in Jesus and to listening to his word and having him guide my hand, I feel the pressure's off me now. If you put in the time, you will reap the benefits.
This stood out to us because on this podcast, last episode, we had the Wednesday star, Emma Myers, talking about her one-on-one relationship of encountering God and how it changed her life. And we were saying both and, yes, one-on-one, but you need to be in community, Emma. And then literally Stallone saying, you can't just have a one-on-one relationship with God. Church is important. You need to be in community. You know, I just thought it was interesting that he was almost directly addressing something that's happening in Gen Z a lot right now. I'm spiritual, but I don't like church.
Is something that he said that I'm like, I don't agree with this.
Okay.
Which is that everybody's on the same page spiritually.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
He goes to a church of 6 people. Six people.
Look, OG, I rock with you. But I've never been in a church where everybody's on the same page spiritually. I just
valid.
Yeah.
That's my only pushback.
Yeah.
But yes,
I
agree with
Stallone.
Stallone. I agree with you, but that's the only thing. I think the church actually really makes you have to wrestle with the fact that you're not on the same page with everyone, and kind of become more humble, and more long suffering and patient. You probably get more of that then we're on the same page spiritually. I'm sure it's not.
Well, I think that makes you fight for unity, though.
That's
like
the thing.
I do.
We are the body of Christ. We are one, even though we're different and we don't agree. So how do we find that unity?
Exactly. Yeah. But same page.
Whereas, like,
that's a stretch, OG. I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe same page of the Bible. We're all reading.
We're all reading Proverbs 7 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Go to page 289. We're all on the same page. Got it.
That's what he meant.
It's on the overhead.
That's what he likes about going to church. We're all on the same page. We're reading the same scripture at the same time.
Misinterpreted that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
okay.
it.
Got it.
Common misconception.
I didn't know he was a believer. And so when Emily found like this little, it wasn't this quote, it was like another quote, just kind of like Rocky is kind of a Jesus story. I was just like, all right. I didn't want to publish that because it's like, just superficial Christianity.
My favorite quote was him saying, "Church is the gym of the soul." I have to say that.
So I
really
pushed
funny.
back. Like, I don't know. I don't really think we should publish superficial Christianity trying to tie it into Rocky. That just feels surface level. And she then went and researched and found this other interview where he really opened up about a very substantive and long-lasting faith journey that he's been on. And I'm like, I had no clue.
That's
so he's the real deal, and I didn't know it. So,
if you see it in the trailer, I actually saw it when we played it just now. There is a really quick moment at the beginning where he goes to talk to someone kind of about wrestling, and there's like it says in the corner like Jesus saves. So I think it does show him going to a church. So I'm curious to see if there's going to be faith elements in the film.
Well, he just ran up the steps of the church, and then he raised his hands in the worship service, and then he left.
I know he a lot like Cobra. I mean, Derek, you're a Cobra guy. You've seen all the Stallone movies back in the day, right? All the 80s ones. Like a lot of them are ridiculous. But the first Rocky is really good. I think the Creed movies are good, which he that is under that franchise and he's actually has taken part in. And First Blood is one of aside from maybe like Deer Hunter is maybe the most like emotionally arresting kind of anti-war film of the late 70s, 1980s.
And wait a second, we're
about
not going to sleep on the Expendables. The first
Yeah, those are fun, but those are self-aware.
The first Expendables was like, I was like, oh, this is dope.
Is First Blood about the crucifixion and the blood of Christ covering all of our sins?
Boy.
It's about it. Well, it's the
Medusa.
first appearance of John Rambo. Before John Rambo became like the bandana black tank top that goes and retroactively wins the Cold War. I
didn't know that was the plot of Rambo. Sorry, I've never seen it.
Oh yeah,
that's plot of Rambo 2.
Yeah.
Or is that 3? Is the 2 is the POW one? Anyway, the first one though is a different movie because it's based on like a really acclaimed novel called First Blood, and it's about a veteran who comes home from Vietnam and is riddled with PTSD and is rejected by society who doesn't recognize mental health, essentially. And I mean, it's a really intense movie and extremely dark. But First Blood was like acclaimed, but then he took the character and turned him into Rambo. But the John Rambo is actually based on a character in a novel that is a really intense story about mental health. And First Blood's actually a really good. Like not it's not like a fun popcorn movie. It's like, oh man,
I thought the John Rambo story was an allegory for Paul. No, is that?
That's Rambo 4.
Well, moving on. I haven't talked about dating in a while because still single, in case podcast listeners were listening. But thanks to a new study, I realized I'm not alone. According to a new study, only 1 in 3 unmarried young adults, which is ages 22 to 35, are actually dating. But what's interesting is that while only a third are dating, 86% say they want to get married at some point. So there's a huge disconnect between people who want to be in a relationship and people who are actually looking for a relationship.
Okay, question. We know that this generation is not dating. They're not going out. They're not whatever. Does it say why 2/3 aren't dating, but they all want to find a long-term relationship?
Yes, it has a couple. It gave a couple of reasons why. The biggest one, 52% said they simply don't have enough money to date, and so
that's cold.
they are just like, I can't financially afford going on dates.
All right.
So
those guys out there.
That's pretty
What's
bleak.
number two?
Number two, a lack of confidence.
Okay.
People say that just past experience have made it harder to put themselves out there, whether that was heartbreak or just put themselves out there and got rejected. It's hard to keep putting yourself out there once you felt that way.
Number 3? Is there
So
3?
yeah,
Yeah, there's a number 3.
What's the third one?
Heartbreak from past relationships. They haven't gotten over a bad breakup.
They're still like hung
So heartbreak, lack of confidence, and broke.
Yep,
that's the combination.
Yep.
I may not be in that age range, but check. And that's why.
But I would say this though. Here's the thing. Because the broke thing kind of, and I don't know if it's just because I spent most of my life being broke, so we had to figure it out regardless. But my thing is like, me and my wife, we used to go to CC's Pizza. Like we would just hang out with each other and just kind of. It was just whatever. If it's McDonald's, so I think there's this expectation. I think as well that dating is almost like the person has arrived. And I think that's kind of, or maybe I'm missing it.
I'll be vulnerable about my experience. Like I single, long-term single, but there have been seasons when like the business struggled and things like that, and when that's happening. And that's so consuming to your like emotions, thoughts, mental health, all of it.
Gotcha.
I needed to focus on turn this around. I need to grind. The last thing I'm thinking about, I want to be a provider. I want to be stable. If I'm entering into a relationship, I want to have the emotional and mental capacity for that to be a major part of my focus.
Yeah.
When money ain't right, I don't have room for that.
Yeah.
And so like I want to come into it healthy and balanced and have margin. I don't want to come in stressed out and like scraping and clawing and grinding. You know what I mean? So like that's been my experience. And so when I read that list, I'm going, I get it. You know, the confidence thing too. Like if you're not where you want to be in life and financially in some other ways, you're not confident. Like I'm not going to be the person that I want to be entering into a relationship. So it's like you just wait. Like I'm going to focus on this in this season, and that'll be a different season. And then,
I get that, and although I don't identify because I've been married, for 18 years, and me and Amithia we got married in a different era. So I could see where that would be a lot of pressure. But then I think if I had a light pushback, this is not a huge pushback, but a light pushback would be me and Amithia went into it knowing that we were both messed up and we both were going to help push each other to
Right.
be able to build something that both of us would be able to be proud of. So, which has created a different set of problems because for now, both of us are kind of locked in this thing of, go get her, go get her, go get her, go get her. So now we got to make each other actually calm down to actually be human. Like, and sometimes our issue is even with Amithia is like, yo, I don't need Amithia, the businesswoman right now. I don't need Amithia, the entrepreneur. I just want the wife. So it does create a different dynamic as well. But I could see how, especially being, or man or woman, I could see how you're like, I don't want to come to the table with nothing. And
or
be,
it's not even
fail you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's not even not nothing. It's just I'm not where I want to be, so I can be fully in this.
Yeah.
So it's like I haven't been told by somebody going, I'm not going to date you because you can't do XYZ. It's not that. It's am I mentally? Do I have the margin? Am I healthy? And so for me, even the heartbreak one, whatever, it's been a thing of like, I need to heal before I want to step into a new season. I need to get where I want to get with business and some other things in balance before I step in another season. You know what I mean? So it's not that somebody would reject me because I'm not where I want to be. This is an internal thing,
Yeah.
So I think this is what a lot of the young adults are probably dealing with too. At some level, I'm not where I'm at in my career yet, where I want to be. So I need to focus on that right now, that kind of thing.
If I could give one piece of advice, and was
you long-term married men, please, all the advice. What's up?
In anything, especially on the confidence issue, I would suggest watching a 2.5 minute trailer for the film I Am Rocky. You will feel like you can do anything. And I don't even know if the movie's that good, but the trailer, I watch it and I'm the most confident human on the planet. So, before that date, fire up the trailer for the film I Am Rocky, and you tell me it's not going to be a great date.
All right.
Can I just put on the soundtrack for Rocky, or does it have to be the
clip,
trailer?
Just what you have, Cameron, I don't know if you realize this, but you just made a meme that you doing this. Like, I want you to take that and just make it a GIF. It's just, that is going to go viral.
That's me getting pumped up for a date by watching the Rocky trailer. Not Rocky, but the I Am Rocky trailer.
Please, bro. You're the tech god. Like that last one you
Can we talk about the title? Why is it called I Play Rocky? Like, that is not a good title.
Well, because it's he tells the film executives, they buy the script from him, but they say, they wanted like Charles Bronson to play Rocky. And he told them, I play Rocky. And they came back to him like on 4 different occasions and gave him up to almost like $1 million to say, just let us buy the script. And every time he said, I play Rocky. And that was the stipulation.
Okay.
And he willed it. And that becomes the plot point from what I saw in the trailer after the 5th viewing. If they fell 1 production day behind, contractually, they could replace him with an action star. And he said, I play Rocky. So I've seen the trailer pretty extensively, guys.
Okay.
You're an expert.
What's
on the
last,
trailer.
Emily?
All right, moving on to the last thing. This week, Netflix dropped the new season of Quarterbacks. Cam, I know you watched it. Jesse, Derek, are either of you interested in checking it out?
I will. I've watched all the other one. I've watched Receivers and the other seasons, but I haven't watched it.
It came out on Thursday night, and I was researching stuff on my laptop, like business stuff, and I didn't have anything else to do, so I just put it on at 7:00.
Great background.
And next thing I know, it's 1 a.m. and I finished the whole season. So I'm like, crap. It's really good though. It just kind of flows, throughout the season. They follow 4 different quarterbacks in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And one of those quarterbacks is Baker Mayfield. Now, Baker, I will say, is one of the few football players I was aware of in college because he had his way of making his way into the headlines for maybe some not so great reasons.
He talks trash. He parties. He gets arrested for whatever. Like he was like the wild child college quarterback who also was incredible on the field. So
yeah, but just kind of very much got like swept up into that lifestyle. that was not good for him. But over the last few years, he has had a true come to Jesus moment. It's not talked about enough, or Cameron, as you mentioned, it's not talked about enough in the quarterback season, but we wanted to highlight that he does have a really strong faith. And I actually have a clip of him kind of talking about reaching rock bottom and God finding him that I'd love to share with y'all.
And so until I had a little bit of a crash and burn at Oklahoma, made some mistakes and built a relationship with a pastor at a local church, he saw something in me that he could relate to about, no matter what you present on the outside, everybody's going through something. You don't have to have it all figured out. And we're not made to be perfect. And so you're loved no matter what. Now I can look back and smile and know that God got me out of a messy situation, that I was trying to do too much. It wasn't the path. I was trying to create my own destiny there, but that it wasn't right for me. That wasn't the one that he chose. There's always hope, no matter good or bad times. He has a plan for you. You have to trust in that and have faith. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and he's got you. I'm here with a purpose, and it's not to be a football player. It's to lead. It's to inspire people, make them better on and off the field. And so it's been fun, and it's been a great journey.
Yeah, what's crazy is in the show they tell the story of last season and with him, which is the season after, kind of a breakout season that he had with Tampa Bay, and they tell a lot about his family life. They tell a lot about his past, his wild past, and he found a very rock solid relationship. And the faith element didn't come up in the show, but I kind of hit rock bottom. I needed to turn my life around, kind of a thing. Was very much a narrative. His NFL career kind of floundered, and then he's found his footing now. So anyway, so I was surprised to hear that, separately and outside of that show, he's credited to finding the Lord, but that didn't come up in the show. more just I picked myself up and made better choices is kind of the narrative. But anyway,
pick myself up by my bootstraps.
Yeah. Yep. The only faith element that kind of pops up in the series is Cam Ward, the number 1 pick in the NFL last year, the quarterback for the Titans.
Yeah.
Definitely grew up in church and stuff like that. And so there's a Thanksgiving meal episode where he leads everybody in prayer. And then, it's Thanksgiving. That's not that profound. But then he talked about in the camera interview, every morning he gets up, he prays, he does whatever. And when you watch Cam Ward throughout the series, he's so generous and so humble and gives back to the kids. And you really like Cam Ward by the end of the season. He's just a good dude. And so it kind of comes through that he's a good dude because of his faith and stuff. It's not overt, but it pops up enough that you're okay, Cam Ward's the real deal.
You know what would really make me like Cam Ward more? As a Nashville native,
if they weren't the worst team in the league,
they weren't the worst team. If we can get some, if we can take,
are they
definitively
the worst team?
They say it during the season, dude, we're the worst team in the league this year.
We need some help, Cam.
I will say that, and I don't know if it's just something about the modern NFL, but you can watch these seasons of quarterbacks, and last season I think was Mahomes and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I haven't watched this one yet. But,
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but even I don't know a ton about Jaden Daniels, but everything I've seen from him, he seems like a very high character guy. I know he's in it, so I can't attest for how he's depicted in the show. But I'm in the market where the Commanders are, and everyone has very high things to say. Cam Ward. It seems like I would say the same thing about guys like Justin Fields, who's another young quarterback. It seems like, I don't know if it is just the modern NFL culture, because they do take culture so serious these days. The NFL is such a big business that it seems like a lot of the young quarterbacks, it has attracted guys of character. Yeah. And maybe that's because it's a very unique position where leadership and character are more critical probably than any other position in any sport, but it does seem like there's a lot of young quarterbacks, whether they're vocal about their faith or not. You get a sense that these are high character guys. I'm not saying they're perfect, but a lot of these young quarterbacks, every time I see them, I'm like,
Bo
dude,
Nix,
these seem like good dudes.
It comes through. And what's interesting is you're talking about the modern era. I even know with the NBA. I mean, they're the Magic just hired a new head coach, Sean Sweeney, and I heard an interview that Sean did about the interview process that the Magic put him through, and how thorough and it's not just what you've accomplished. It's your thoughts about how do you deal with these? I mean, they dig deep into the psyche of how do you lead and your character and things like that. And I think like the modern NFL is doing that kind of research on these kids too. You can watch highlights, you can see stats all day long, but what makes these certain ones stand out as a leader,
it's not
I
just
tell my
it's
son
character.
this.
It's
Yeah, I tell
character.
my son this all the time, that being a leader, once you develop character in a sport, it doesn't just or just in life, it doesn't silo itself in your life. Like if you're an honest person, you're not just going to be honest when you're on the field. You're going to be honest backstage, at the front of the stage, whatever. So I think that faith leaders and people that are just leaders in general are going to make better sports leaders, just period, because you have to take responsibility. If we look at what the Christian faith should be developing in every leader, it should be responsible, honest, trustworthy, disciplined. Those should be things that at per capita, you just don't really get that in an issue that's just based on talent. Because, in most churches, they're like, hey, we don't care how much talent you have. Like, I got to be able to trust you because the position that you're in demands a level of trust that if you can't live up to that, doesn't matter how good a speaker you are.
Sadly, I think it's the other way right now. I think the church rewards talent and charisma more than it does character. And that's why we've had a lot of the problems that we've had.
I'd say on the main stage, but those 50 to 75. Yeah, if we're talking main stage, but I'm talking about that Baptist church.
Oh,
yeah. I'm talking about I'm not talking about the mega church corporations. I'm talking about the local churches.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that'll do it for Relevant Buzz. For more of those stories and a lot more happening at the intersection of faith and culture, check out relevantmagazine.com and follow us on all the socials. Thanks, Emily. Stay tuned. After this break, David Mutendji from Elevation Rhythm joins us. Well, our guest today is David Mutendji from Elevation Rhythm. He's one of the group's founding members, and he talked to Emily recently about their brand new album, Washed, which is funny because that's an insult, but it's also a Christian allegory about being washed in the blood, which just dropped this past weekend. Davide told Emily about the heart behind the project, as well as how Drake has been a surprising inspiration for the worship group. Here's part of Emily's conversation with Davide Mutendji from Elevation Rhythm.
I still believe that Jesus is alive. Trusting him is how we win the fight. I got a feeling we gon' be alright.
Now, you mentioned you'd been singing these songs for, like over a year now. When did you start working on this project specifically?
Okay, so wow. Honestly, we can't talk about Washed, the album, without talking about Victory Lap, because in January 2025 we recorded our studio album Victory Lap, and then the original plan was for us to then take Victory Lap into our summer camp last year and then record that Victory Lap live, and then maybe add a few more songs to it as a live expression with our youth ministry. And while we were kind of, making plans and getting ready for it, it just felt like there were a little bit of more songs that we still had in the chamber. And so we continued to write, and the songs kept coming. And so what was supposed to be, we're just going to write, 2 or, maybe 2.5 more songs to add on to Victory Lap became 6, 7 more songs that we're like, oh gosh, what do we do now? And then we started singing them at YouthX a year ago. And our youth ministry really latched onto a lot of the newer songs. And we're like, oh, maybe this is a whole other thing that we're needing to relook at. And so the heart of Victory Lap kind of leaked into and was the beginning of what is now the Washed album.
So I'm curious if you had to sum up maybe like a theme or a message that's like running through the Wash album, like what would you say it is?
Yeah, I think it's to piggyback off of what Victory Lap came from was, man, we want to give, this next generation a soundtrack to say, hey, we're not who we were. because of the blood of Jesus, we've been washed, we've been made clean. And so now we get to run out of the grave. And so what's the soundtrack of victory for teenagers? And that became kind of the backing, almost like it became the theme for what we wanted every single song to represent, is this energy of like, hey, we're unashamed. This is who we are. And we're going to be declaring it at the top of our lungs, whether that's on our knees with our hands in the air, asking the Holy Spirit to come and take over, or if that's, jumping up and down, singing, I've been washed in the water, washed in the blood. And so it really is, it's a declaration of independence from our old lives and taking on the new creation of Jesus Christ and what he did on the cross, and saying, hey, we're unashamed. This is who we are. Love it or leave it. We're going to remain, true to ourselves.
The Father's waiting, is there one more? We lift our hands and say, yes, Lord. Can you hear him say, welcome home? And you see it when we come home. The Father's waiting.
I know you've spent this whole week being surrounded by youth, and I just would love to know, like, what makes you excited about this next generation? Like, what gives you hope for their future?
Oh man, they're desperate. This generation is desperate. Like I haven't really experienced before. It feels like they don't just want the hype. They want to know the truth of the gospel. They're asking questions about the Bible. They don't just want to sing songs and jump up and down because the lights are cool or because they love a certain worship team. No, they want to know, like, what are the truths that you're actually getting me to declare, and how does that actually apply in my life today? And so the thing that I'm excited about when we're singing these songs and we're spending time with, this next generation, is I can see that they're not just wanting to sing songs in a church because their parents made them go. No, they're wanting to make the gospel their own and to say, no, help me have the right language so that I can help my friends meet Jesus. Help me have the right language so that when I'm in a desperate situation, I know exactly where I can turn to. Church isn't just the thing that they tick off the box. No, church is the place where they get their tools in order to walk out their life outside of the four walls of church.
Um, I love that. I'm curious, like, how long have you been a part of Elevation Rhythm, or just like, I guess, working with youth students?
So I've been a part of Elevation Rhythm since the beginning.
Okay.
Since day one, we started Elevation Rhythm while we were just writing songs at church. Honestly, the truth comes where we were in a youth service about 8 years ago, and we were doing some church songs, and the kids were they were there, they were singing, but then we went outside and the teenagers gathered around one tiny little speaker, and I think they were playing Drake, and it was God's Plan or something, and they were just going dumb. I mean, they were just lit on fire. And I remember our team just kind of taking a step back and looking at that and going, okay, why is it that they feel that they have more freedom to dance to something that's not about Jesus than when we're in, church? And so the dream became, no, we want to give these teenagers a soundtrack so that even when they're not in church and they're hanging out with their friends, they can play songs that uplift their spirits, but also sing the truth of the gospel. And so how do we marry the two? And I think the last 7 years has been just that journey of, trial and error of figuring out, okay, cool, what are the sounds that they relate to the most? What are the sounds that gets them going? What's the right tempo? And I think we finally have gotten to a place where I think we understand them a little bit more. And then now just going, okay, this is the language with the lyrics as well as with the sound. And now we're just seeing the explosion of the two coming together.
That's so cool. I don't think I knew that Drake played a role in the beginning of Elevation Rhythm.
I know, yeah. He played the role in us going, whoa, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah.
like there's a sound there that they instinctively connect to. But, worship is supposed to be the thing that grounds them in their lives, because, Drake can give them about life experience, but we can actually point them to the Lord. And that was kind of the genesis of, honestly, Elevation Rhythm as a whole.
That was Davide Mutendji from Elevation Rhythm. Make sure to check out their new album, Washed. They are not washed.
I gotta listen to the album.
Right?
That's why I told you.
It worked.
Yeah.
Like I have to listen to the album.
I imagine my
for a
surprise
hook.
in the interview when he mentions the name Drake, and I was like,
Is
the rapper?
Drake washed? Is that why they called it washed? Is that what they're trying to say?
You have to-
It's the two biggest inspirations
Jesus
were
and Drake.
Drake and 20-something pre-breakout Sylvester Stallone. Just a very inspirational
Yeah.
dude. Just do anything.
Honestly,
just
that sounds like a banger of an album.
All right, stay tuned after this quick break. It Slices.
Slices.
Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, I fully approve of this. This is about a school district in Western New York that when students return this fall, they will not only have a teacher, they will also have a humanoid robot in the classroom. The female robot will be named Sally and will have a lifelike appearance. She'll be stationary, but have a range of upper body and facial expressions and body movements. And students will use unique identification codes when interacting with the robot in class. So they would say, hey, I'm student 1234. Remember we were talking yesterday about so-and-so, and the robot will interact with them. I love this because I can only imagine if I was a student and had an AI humanoid robot and the torment that I would put that thing through. That would be my sole mission as a student.
To break it?
Break its will.
Is to somehow trigger a Terminator 2 Skynet.
You wanted to start spinning
the
around
AI
and smoking.
apocalypse.
That's what you wanted to do.
The AI apocalypse would be triggered by wisecracking students attempting to break an AI. Like, I would love, like, if that is why AI ends up turning up to humanity, because students are just such jerks to this teaching assistant. Like,
Which I have a lot of friends that are teachers, and I mean, those students can be jerks to humans, so I can only imagine them talking to a robot.
if I was in 7th grade and this happened, this would be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. So I fully support this. I do think that this is what will trigger AI turning on humanity, just how awful middle schoolers are, and hilarious. I think they're hilarious, and I fully support any efforts to pick on and bully this humanoid robot.
So is it starting in middle school? Is that like the age that's getting it?
I think it's actually younger than that, but I think the peak time to try to break it is about 6th, 7th grade.
Got it. If you had to pick an age to break a humanoid
Are you
robot,
gonna
it'd be
like? Are you talking about
12
break
years
it?
old.
Like, you're gonna throw stuff at it or that's gonna like short circuit it, or are you
All of the
just
above.
gonna emotionally break it?
It won't. I don't think it'll come to that. I think it will have an emotional
Got it.
breakdown. Even though it doesn't have emotions, that's how hilarious the bullying and just gaslighting of this humanoid. I'm sure what we did to substitute teachers. A humanoid robot is just a challenge. It would be a worthy challenge to try to.
I do think it's interesting that they're doing
a
a stationary one, like an animatronic at Disney. Like, there's no legs to it, so you can't push it over.
They can't
Yeah,
escape.
and so
Yeah.
so it just spins around, and this is the future of
This is a
education,
gift.
folks.
Yeah, I can't wait for the 6-month follow-up
fully
story.
support
Fully
it.
support.
Fully support it.
All right, what do you have, Derek?
All right, so I'm gonna show y'all a video. It's been making its rounds, but it's of Grandpa getting flipped
Stupid.
by by a bison. It's just
He went full starfish. That's what I love about it. It's like he's all five. He's splayed out. Like, it's great.
Bruh, I guess the thing that I didn't know in this video, one was there was a white truck that entered the frame, and that's why the bison was triggered, is because a truck came in too fast and it triggered the fight or flight response, and this bison decided to fight, and it hit Pawpaw while Pawpaw was doing his best to try to avoid it. Like, he's going around the trees, and I think I never had the picture of bison being aggressive like this.
Oh,
I didn't know they were.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were
gored.
like that. Yeah.
Talk to 4th
So
grade Emily.
there's a-
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, hold on. We can't gloss past that. You said talk to 4th grade Emily. You got not 8 feet in
She's
the
told this story.
Well,
Tell
yeah,
it
what
again.
happened?
I think you may not have been here when I told this story. When I was in 4th grade, we were at a field trip and we're like sitting in this field, and then all of a sudden, like learning about nature, or whatever. And all of a sudden, our guide is like, "Okay, everyone, we're gonna get up because a buffalo's making its way towards us now. Walk slowly back to like the main cabin." And so we're like all going. My mom and my best friend's mom are also like they're some of the chaperones. They're the 2 last ones to leave, and we can't find them for like an hour, and it's because my friend's mom stayed to get a picture of it, and when the flash went off, the buffalo charged her and it hit her. I don't think she flipped through the air like that. I did ask my mom that actually this
She
week.
went to the
'cause
hospital. She was gored.
Obviously, yeah, she did go to the hospital. But I just remember my friend and I being like, "Where are our mothers?" The last we heard was that a buffalo was coming towards us, and so
So
Andrea's fine.
So
Okay, good.
I
Thank you.
this was
Thank
on
God
the
Andrea's
this was on
fine.
the news a lot earlier this week, and so I heard a lot of experts talk about this situation. We go to the wild quite a bit. I was just in Alaska. I'm going to take Cohen to Yellowstone next year, so I was interested in what happened here.
Yeah.
So a few things. Number one, people did nothing wrong. This was a camping area. If you look
Yeah.
around in the footage, there's picnic tables. There's people parked all over the place. The buffalo came into the human area.
Right, right.
Two, with a buffalo in particular, look at the tail. If the tail's going crazy, trouble's about to happen. And before the truck or anything, he's rolling around, and that tail is going wonkers because he doesn't like all the stimulus around him.
Yeah.
The truck did move, and that triggered him to stand up. The problem is Emily's camp person was right. You move slowly. The problem was that grandpa ran. And
I think he was protecting his grandson.
the grandson stayed behind. No, look at it again.
Oh,
The
he
grandson's staying in the road taking a picture. The grandson slowly moved. The grandpa ran into the trees, and now he's going. That's prey. So if you're running from a buffalo, it's going to run after you. A bear, same thing. They told us in Alaska.
Yeah.
Because we're out on trails and stuff, and they're like, "This is bear country. If you see a bear, you don't do any sudden movements. You don't run because that'll trigger the pursuit thing." You just move slowly, and it'll not see you as a threat. And so,
and if you take a picture, make sure your
it's
flash
off.
is off.
He's
so they
like,
don't
so
charge
Grandpa running, dude. What are you doing running from a buffalo?
Rookie
Just
mistake.
walk slowly away, and he would have
in
been triggered by
Grandpa's
you.
defense, hey, his fight or flight triggered too. It just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Not everyone's like
I
a
also have to
bison
think that-
expert. Yeah.
But I also have to think like I at no point in my life have ever assumed I could outrun a bison or a buffalo. Like I automatically assume like that thing's
But
catching
look,
me
if you're
and killing
in
me.
if you're in that situation, your instincts are going to take over. And he tried to hide behind a
Yeah,
tree.
but
You know what I
he
mean?
left
It's not
his
like he was acting
grandkid in the
irrationally.
road. Like my thing is like, you
I'm
stay
not gonna-
there
I'm not
and
gonna
tell your
judge the guy.
grandkid to run in the trees.
Hey,
If you think-
Grandpa has some karma coming because there's no way.
Well, that's why he
That's
got
what I'm
that big
saying.
flip.
Grandpa has some karma coming. I don't know what he did. I don't know. You know what his past was like.
he
probably
abandoned his
so he
grandkid.
got
That's
some,
what he did.
He got some dirt. He got some dirt that karma was just like, you know what?
I did see.
I'm pro.
I saw
I'm
a
pro
meme going around
grandpa
of like.
here.
I saw a meme going around of like a new logo for the Buffalo Bills, and it's like a bill charging, and then a guy like in there.
The opponent is the starfish of his body
Listen,
is what's so funny to me.
It's
now,
easy.
Now the Buffalo Bills
it's
are a lot
easy.
more fierce in my mind. Like I'm just like I
Look.
see them different now. At first, I was just like, why would you name your team after like I was Buffalo, New York, but
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills. But it's like okay. I see y'all.
No mess with the
y'all ain't messing
Buffalo.
with no Buffalo. I ain't trying to get flipped up.
All right, we got to move on. We got feedback and only a few minutes left, so stay tuned. After this quick break, it's your feedback. All right, last week we asked you guys. It was the finale of Love Island, and it was the beginning of Big Brother. All the kind of summer reality TV is a different kind of era of reality. So we asked you, what reality TV moment lives rent free in your head? You guys replied there on YouTube in the comments. You guys hit us up on our social media channels where we posted it as well. And here's a few of our favorites.
All right, Dr. Jennifer Gregberens said the Amazing Race Watermelon to the Face episode. I never saw that episode, but I did see the clip, and I wish I saw that episode. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing that in real time probably
It was
I
crazy.
ain't gonna lie.
They replayed that moment so many times on this. Like when it happened, they kept running it
Just
back,
like
and it
pulling
was
his
so
sweater and
insane.
stuff. Wow.
The GIF has lived on. The GIF has lived on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Davis said, growing up in the 90s and 2000s, I remember watching shows like Real World and Road Rules and thinking it was totally normal to afford and live in a huge house or tour the country in an RV seeking adventure and dramas with my friends. That is true. You're like living on a pier in Seattle or like a San Francisco row house, literally just not working, hanging out. That it did normalize that idea.
Jody, I didn't watch the show, but Emily's told me about it and sent me the clip over the years. Jody A. Duncan says Kim Kardashian losing her diamond earring in the water in the ocean.
Mhm.
And Emily, what is the dialogue there? She's like in the water and it's like, I
So
lost my earring. And
the family's in like Fiji or
Yeah.
something like that, whatever. And yeah, she's like swimming in the ocean. She loses her diamond earring and she's freaking out about it. And then it cuts to her sister Courtney going, Kim, there's people dying. Like, just like, you lost your diamond ring in the ocean. Like, that's on you. There's a bigger problem to the world. Kardashian's had some good
Mallory
moments.
Joy says the American Idol pants on the ground audition. That, that's
I remember
that.
that. They always, but see, this is the thing. They always have the terrible person that makes it to the audition round for internet to make fun of that person. Like, so I felt bad for the person. I don't know.
I
Like, were they
did
in
because
on it?
OG knew what he was doing.
Dude, okay, if he was in on it, then
Yeah,
I'm
he
fine.
had to know it. Nah, he
All
seemed like a jokester to me.
Yeah.
Are we laughing with him or at him? That's
think
my
both.
line of
I think both.
I think in
I
his
vote.
mind, I think he intended both.
Yeah.
I think you know
He
what
just
I mean.
wants laughs, however he
Yeah.
needs them.
Adam W. Goffrey. My parents were big Survivor fans, so I would occasionally, be aware of different seasons early on. But the Johnny Fair plays dead grandmother on Survivor. This was like early on in Survivor days. Cameron, I know you're a Survivor guy, but they had a contestant who went on to be in other reality shows. But he just decided from the outset that he was going to be the heel and to be a villain. Like, I am just going to play a character and be as villainous as possible, because he just recognized this for entertainment value. And there was a moment where someone could win a like couple days off and go to a hotel and resort and everything. And someone had won it, but he presented to the tribe that his grandmother, he was informed by producers, had unexpectedly passed away. And that if they would allow him to take that prize, he would use it to call his family and take care of family business. He made up the whole thing. His grandmother was fine, and he got the 2 days away. And he, like, off camera was laughing about it.
I love this.
And I was like,
I need to find what season
so
that
do
was
I.
because I will absolutely watch it.
Yeah, it was early, I think.
It was probably like season 4 or 5. But he was the first one who's like, this is a TV show, and I am now a character. And my name is Johnny Fairplay, and I am the worst human you've ever
That's
met.
great.
And he just played a character, and it was great.
His last name is very ironic.
There's so many
there's
of
a lot
the.
more. Go ahead.
I was say like they're probably my top 3 like favorite reality TV moments are on here. I'll just highlight one though, which is Bentley LC said Aviva Drescher throwing her prosthetic leg in Real Housewives of New York, which I never have seen New York, but she's in the middle of a fight and someone said like calls her fake and she goes, the only thing fake about me is this, and she takes off her prosthetic leg and throws it on the table.
Housewives have
It's
given us great
incredible.
moments. Teresa flipping the table, the prosthetic leg. I mean, wine in the face all the time every season.
I need to watch more
Lama
reality
Moses
TV
thrown.
because I didn't know this was going
I
on.
do want to shout out really quickly Erica Kinney 6239 who said Hannah Brown moving the podium on The Bachelor. That is the correct answer. That by far is one of the best moments of reality TV ever. You have to go watch the whole season to get the context of the clip, but it's incredible.
Last thing, because I know we got to go, but Emily G. Eric Kaiser just DM'd me, and he has challenged us to a game of Monopoly. So anytime you pull up to Nashville, we could go to like there's a spot out in Nashville where you can play games.
Yeah,
we
all
go
the
to the
games.
game
Yeah, I
spot.
love
We'll
this.
pull up Monopoly, and I'll whoop both of y'all. Just yeah.
Well,
so,
we'll see.
All
about
right,
that.
real quick. It's the time for this week's.
Editorial question of the week.
All right, we want to know. We're talking about Love Island and things like that, and we were talking about not dating earlier. We want to know what's the worst Christian breakup line of all time. Maybe you've told it. Maybe you've heard it. Maybe it's just out there. What's the worst Christian breakup line of all time? Hit us up in the YouTube comments. Hit us up on our stories where we post this as well, and we'll read our favorites on next week's show. And we probably will make an article out of these.
I'm looking forward to this. Woo!
This will be good.
Yeah,
because
this
it's
will be
gonna be some
good.
new material. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it. Many thanks to Elevation Rhythm for joining us. Make sure to check out their new Drake-inspired album, Washed, which is out now. And make sure to check out Relevant on all the socials and stuff. We're posting all the time. Actually, we've been posting a lot more lately. You guys will probably notice it. Okay. On that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Stray.
I'm Jesse
I'm
Geary.
Derek Minor.
I'm Emily Brown.
Go watch the I Play Rocky trailer and get inspired, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
And some violent scenes from the Ernest movies. Bye. Everyone.
We'll see you next Tuesday.